The Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts opened in the fall of 1983 for Louisiana's best and brightest students, both academically and artistically. And since that time, 5,000 plus students have graduated from the school and have moved on to successful careers all over the world. We are celebrating the final piece of the puzzle, and that's the living learning community that some people call a dorm and some people call a residence hall. But we're celebrating the beginning of a 24-month process where in fall of 2021, our 360 students will be moving in a new residence hall. Good morning, Eagles. I personally thank members of our mixed ensemble, directed by Dr. Al Benner, and our chorale, directed by Mrs. Lisa Benner, our senior lecturer of voice.
Oh, wow. I see so many wonderful and familiar faces here, and it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? In 1980, a group of legislators attended a Southern Regional Education Board conference in Hilton Head, including then State Representative Jimmy Long and NSU Dean of Education, Dr. Robert Alost. While there, they saw a presentation about a new residential high school in North Carolina for gifted and talented students. Representative Long asked Dr. Alost, "Why can't we have a school like that in Louisiana?"
And that's how it all started. Thanks to our founding fathers, the late Representative Long, Dr. Alost, then Senator Donald Kelly, and the late Governor Dave Treen, who all supported and promoted this dream. 35 years ago, this past September, the first 200 juniors began arriving at the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts under the direction of Dr. Alost, the school's first executive director. Northwestern State University loaned the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts its first two dilapidated residence halls, Prudhomme and Bossier, which served those first students, the faculty, the staff, and the entire campus of LSMSA. Actually, the original plan for the campus included 3 phases: the high school building, the gym, and Prudhomme and Bossier halls. The gym came many, many years later, and Caddo replaced Bossier in 1987. But all along, the intention was only to borrow those dorms for 5 years. So here we are today, nearly 36 years later, Northwestern still generously letting us borrow Caddo and Prudhomme. Over 5,000 of your fellow classmates have collectively spent approximately 2.7 million nights in those residence halls. I believe there's still about 129,600 more sleeps before we leave that part of our legacy behind. The challenging journey of acquiring funding for our new residence hall has finally become a reality.
Today, as we remain on this journey, we celebrate our continued investment in the future of the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. Let us welcome what will make our school better. Let us welcome which will make our experiences more endearing. And let us welcome what will strengthen our ideals and our values. The Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts includes not only excellence in academic pursuits, but also the development of life skills in a residential setting. Governor John Bell Edwards, Senator Jay Luno, Senator Gerald Long, Representative Kenny Cox, they all understand the importance of living and learning communities for our campus. Also, Terry Brown is with us today. Where's Representative Brown? Thank you for being here also today. They, along with the entire House of Representatives and Senate, have made a personal commitment to the total educational experience. Their dedication to the future of LSMSA is why we are here today. The new residence hall, and we cannot call it a dorm, it is a residence hall. The new residence hall will complement the learning opportunities for the state's best and brightest students and provide a positive environment for growth and maturity. Our faculty and staff, their students, their families, and our state will be the beneficiaries. We're enthusiastic about moving forward. The LSMSA Board of Directors thanks Governor John Bell Edwards for his leadership and his dedication. And the governor and the Louisiana legislature provided us this opportunity to realize the final, long-standing goal of our founding fathers, our former executive directors, our former boards of directors in their chairs, our foundation, our alumni and parents' boards in their chairs, to meet the challenges of educating the state's exceptional high school students.
We are honored to welcome to our campus some of our greatest enthusiasts who have devoted several lifetimes to the success of the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. A combination of conflicts and duties prevented Governor John Bell Edwards from being with us here today. He and the First Lady are currently advocating before the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education for additional monies for our K-12 institutions, our faculty, and our staff. But Mother Nature has not helped matters either, which prevented him from taking a 35-minute flight from Baton Rouge to Natchitoches. We wish they were here with us today, but we know they're celebrating with us. As we welcome our honored guest, I ask that you hold your applause until all have been introduced.
Our local legislative delegation has always promoted our school to the fullest over the past 35 years. This has been evidenced time and time again. Senators Gerald Long and Jay Luno and Representative Kenny Cox and Terry Brown, we thank you for taking the time to join us this morning. We're also grateful for the support of Senator Dan Blade Morrish and Representative Beryl Amity, who serve on our school's board of directors. Would all of you please stand? Where's Senator Morrish and Representative Amity?
LSMSA was the second institution of its kind in the United States, a residential school for gifted and talented students. But it was the first to combine a residential school for academically gifted students with artistically talented students in one location, specifically in Natchitoches, Louisiana. There were 4 men who were instrumental in the creation of LSMSA and are considered our founding fathers. The late Representative Jimmy Long Sr., who has always been considered the originator of the school. The late Governor David C. Treen, who agreed to fund the building renovations and operational cost for LSMSA's first year, which was during one of the most turbulent fiscal eras for the state. Dr. Robert Alost, the academic mastermind who brought the dream of such an institution to reality as the school's first executive director. And Senator Donald Gene Kelly, who successfully carried Representative Long's and Dr. Alost's vision through the Louisiana Senate. Dr. Alost's vision, they all were a bedrock upon which this school was built and are still very crucial to the school's future. Please join me right now, or at this point, in welcoming 2 of our founding fathers, Dr. Alost and Senator Kelly.
Both of you are very loved and very highly respected. The position of Executive Director of LSMSA is probably one of the most challenging yet rewarding positions that could be held by any educator. The position is all-encompassing. He is a teacher, an administrator, a fundraiser, a public relations mastermind, a great cheerleader, a disciplinarian, a recruiter, a driver, a shoulder of support, and most importantly, a parent. The executive director works daily with the school's board of directors, and we are in constant contact with him. Many of our current board of directors are here with us today. Mr. Jimmy Berry, Senator Dan Blade Morrish, Mr. Tony Davis, Ms. Shanda Johnson, Ms. Marion Johnson, Mr. Mike McGrath, who represents the faculty, Ms. Martha K. Smiley, Mr. Jamie Smith, and Board Counsel Ken Sills. Would you all, oops, I'm sorry. He asked me if he should print this in large print, but he didn't do it. Ms. Denise Caramellis, Mr. Jimmy Long Jr., Ms. Martha K. Smiley, Mr. Jamie Smith, and Board Counsel Ken Sills. And my board, would you please stand? I'm on the right place.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've been so fortunate to follow board chairs such as the late Mr. Jesse Dean and the late Mrs. Ann Williams Britton, who I know would be equally as excited with the level of accomplishment by LSMSA. We're so happy to have several members of Mrs. Britton's family here today, and would you stand, please? I've had the honor of working with 3 of the 4 executive directors who are with us today. Dr. Horton, our executive director, Dr. Art Williams, Dr. Patrick Widham, who has come from Baton Rouge. These gentlemen and their wives share the enthusiasm and the vision of our first executive director and founder, Dr. Al Lost. Dr. Williams and Dr. Widham, would you please stand?
The Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts partners provide a lifeline to Natchitoches and Northwestern State University's communities. Both entities have been instrumental to the success of LSMSA and continue to celebrate our school's accomplishments. Please welcome Natchitoches Mayor Lee Posey and Northwestern State University President Dr. Chris Maggio.
So many stakeholder groups have worked to plan this nearly 110,000 square foot living learning community. This group includes architects, designers, engineers from both the state and the private sector. We welcome Ms. Ellen Jenkins and Mr. Mark Moses from the Office of Facility Planning and Control, Mr. Doug Ash and Mr. Ken Tipton from Ash, Broussard, Weinzettel Architects and Tipton Associates. Monday, Ratcliffe Construction was awarded a contract for the 24-month construction project, and Rob Ratcliffe joins us today as our general contractor. Mr. Sills is our counsel. Would you all please stand and be recognized? And even though he's not with us today, we are grateful for the support of Commissioner of Administration Jay Darden. Mr. Moses, will you convey our gratitude to Commissioner Darden?
Dr. Bill Ebarb is responsible for submitting the first request for a new residence hall nearly 20 years ago. Though he retired from the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts nearly a decade ago, his dedication to this new building is one reason why we're celebrating today. Also, we recognize Mr. Chuck Stoker, LSMSA Safety Officer, who will oversee the 24-month construction as the school's project manager. Would both of you please stand? I'm so privileged to work closely with three partner organizations, the LSMSA Foundation, the LSMSA Alumni Association, and the LSMSA Parents Council, all who meet the long-term goals established by our founding fathers. Several of these trustees and directors are with us today, including Mr. Bill New, who serves as the LSMSA Foundation President, Mr. Jamie Smith, a 1988 graduate who serves as the president of the LSMSA Alumni Association, and he's also a member of the school's board of directors, and Mrs. Sarah Judson, president of the LSMSA Parents Council, and mother to class senior Rachel. Would all of our trustees and directors please stand?
On behalf of the Board of Directors, I thank all of you, our students, our faculty and staff, our parents, our alumni and friends, whether with us here in Treen Auditorium or with us remotely in spirit. All of you are indispensable resources for LSMSA, and we would not be here if it was not for you.
We're so proud to introduce, or I'm so proud to introduce, the senior administration for the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. First, Mr. John Allen, a 1998 graduate and Chief of Staff and Director of Finance and Administration. Dr. Christina Key, Director of Academic Services. Mrs. Emily Shoemate, Director of Student Life and Enrollment Services. And Mrs. Angela Robinson, a 1993 graduate who is Executive Director of the LSMSA Foundation. Would you all please stand? Our faculty and staff are spread throughout the auditorium this morning, and they are truly one of the anchors of the school, and we're so grateful that they've made LSMSA part of their professional lives. Would our faculty and staff please stand? And now I ask SGO President and graduating senior William Heitman to come forward to introduce our speaker.
Well, this is some great weather for ghost stories, isn't it? Many of my fellow Eagles are convinced that our current residence halls, Caddo and Prudhomme, are haunted. Ghosts flicker the lights and slam doors shut at night. In fact, just last week, a ghost ate my history paper. I'm having trouble getting Dr. Fesky to believe me, though. Our friendly neighborhood ghosts have been with us through every step of our LSMSA journey, even as we work towards a new ghost-free residence hall. Someone else who's been with us every step of the way is Senator Jay Luno. He knows how excited we are for a new building. He's given us his full support. He's personally toured our residence halls, and now he's here to celebrate this groundbreaking with us. Please welcome Senator Luno.
Well, good morning. On a morning that's been a long time coming. So I'm really glad to be here today with you. I I want to thank you for inviting me to join you with you here today to celebrate this groundbreaking ceremony. This occasion will allow us to look back on the past achievements of the Louisiana School, as well as to officially kick off the construction phase of our new residence hall. The residence hall are a vitally important part of a student's academic and personal development. In fact, the American Council on Education has noted that the educational effectiveness is dependent on the healthy functioning of the student outside as well as within the classroom. Students whose housing and study conditions constantly interfere with learning are in no position to give their best to their studies and to get the most from them. These are the reasons why this project is so vitally important. It wasn't so long ago that First Lady Donna Edwards, Governor John Bel Edwards, and I toured your campus and met with many of you. It was a wonderful day filled with the excitement that can only be found in a place as special as Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. But the day was marred with one gloomy aspect: our tour of the residence hall. Now, while the rooms that we toured were decorated in a manner that reflected the personalities of the students who resided there, they were also scarred from the years of use and the lack of adequate funding to provide maintenance. To say the least, the building conditions did not lend themselves to a good learning environment, nor did they reflect the school's values and mission. I'm very pleased to say that issue will be remedied with the construction of the new building. Very soon now, Ratcliffe Construction Company will start building this new facility. They will erect a building that provides our students with safe, comfortable, modern rooms. Rooms the students will be proud of. Rooms that the students will look forward to returning to each day. And rooms that will truly be their home away from home. Some current and all of our future students will find a sense of community in this wonderful new facility. Here they will have opportunities not just for education, but for social interaction as well. They will get to know students from around the state and forge friendships that in many instances will last a lifetime. In that building, they will become a part of a tradition of education like no other. It will be their home while they learn to be the leaders who will help shape our state and our nation for decades to come. It's been my pleasure to play a role in the effort to make this dream a reality, but like me, there were many others involved in this process. And frankly, we owe a debt of gratitude to all of them. First, I want to thank my fellow legislators who helped support us in this endeavor. Senator Long and Senator Morrish, the chairman of the Education Committee, are here with us today. Representatives Cook, Brown, and Amity, I think, are here as well. So thank you very much for your part in this role as well. And I certainly would be remiss if I didn't thank First Lady Donna Edwards, first of all, for being an educator herself and for coming here and touring the facilities with me, and also for her support of education throughout our great state. And Governor John Bel Edwards as well. Governor Edwards wanted to be here very much, but unfortunately, because of the weather conditions today, he was unable to fly and be with us. But I have a sneaking suspicion it had something to do with that whipping that our demons put on his tigers last night. But I do want to thank Governor Edwards for always remembering that there is life north of I-10. While some of our former governors have concentrated their efforts elsewhere, Governor Edwards has been a champion for this institution and for this community. I also want to thank the Board of Trustees and for the directors and the board for their insight, their guidance, and most of all, their perseverance. There are so many of you that are here today that made this project a reality from what you did many years ago. And it's a wonderful day to be here with my great friend, former Senator Don Kelly, and President Alos. Thank you for everything that you did. I also want to thank the administration of Dr. Steve Horton, the educators, and the entire staff of this amazing institution. Every single one of you played a role in this process. And all of you are instructors here for these young people in one way or another. But you're so much more. First of all, you're the caretakers that we trust with our most precious assets, our children. But more significantly, you are the people who are shaping the future by molding these young minds to reach heights that most of us could only dream of. And finally, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank you the students and the alumni of the Louisiana School for your steadfast support of this institution. Students, I know that you hear people say all the time that you're talented and you're gifted, but you're much more than that. You're simply incredible. And alumni, I didn't know there were so many of you until you all called me. So thank you for caring. Thank you for remembering, and thank you for giving back. Students and alumni, without you, we wouldn't be here today. On this day that's presented us with some gloomy weather, but a day when we welcome an even brighter future for the Louisiana School. Thank you very much.
Nothing here at the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts is typical, so why would we expect a groundbreaking ceremony to be? But we've waited for this day for 35 years, and a lot of rain, wind, and hail is not going to stop us. So I'm going to ask that our Chevaliers please approach their buckets. And I can't go any farther without making one more introduction. That's Mrs. Lola Donahoe, who's a member of the University of Louisiana System Board of Supervisors, who basically is Northwestern's boss, and a definite good friend of the Louisiana School. So I welcome Mrs. Donahoe, but I also ask again that our Chevaliers please approach their buckets. Let's move some dirt. We treasure many traditions here at LSMSA, and one that we've recently embraced was the singing of the school's alma mater. Angela Durden Dunsell, a member of the class of 1996, wrote the verses, and the music was created by Dr. Kenneth Olson, an emeritus member of our languages faculty who is here with us in the back this morning. So the verses are included on the back of your program, but Eagles, you should know this by memory by now. So let's sing the alma mater. Please stand. We call it the final piece of the puzzle, but it brings together what we call a true living, learning community. Right now we have 2 residence halls. One holds our young men and one holds our young ladies. This puts them all in one place, and a lot of programming that we do for 2 groups, we'll be able to move it into one. But what it also does is it brings the residence halls to the campus. Our residence halls are on Northwestern's campus, and our main Louisiana school campus is on the front. But this will put us all together, so we'll be able to program as a campus rather than 2 separate campuses.
Wow, this is wonderful. We've been waiting for 35 to 36 years to have a new residence hall, and today is the day that we are celebrating the contract being signed, and we're on go. We're ready to start construction within the next couple of weeks.
What does this school mean to the students and to the people of Louisiana?
It gives our high-achieving students in Louisiana an opportunity for an incredible education. And this is a state-supported residential school for the gifted and the talented. It's the governor's school.
How long ago it's been when this process started, and how many people have been involved, and how proud these folks are that we're finally getting there?
For me, it's not only that we get better amenities, more current dorms, like just a better living, learning experience, but also it's a great tool to recruit new students who may have otherwise been a little bit hesitant about coming to be a part of the LSMSA experience. So,
Tell us about your educational experience here at the school.
it's been honestly amazing. Like, the teachers are all qualified, they all care, everyone wants to be here. It's just a total level up from regular high school.
It's been extraordinary. It's been a transformative experience. I'm privileged to be a part of this school with the faculty and staff, and I've learned a lot.
What are the new dorms going to mean to the students?
Well, LSMSA is a residential high school, so a lot of our experience is through the dorm. Most of our experience is through the dorm. So this new living, learning community is going to be a tremendous help to our student community.
What makes this school so special?
The students, yeah, and the faculty. I mean, when you build a school that has many of the top students in our state, you get a faculty that wants to teach. And then that means students want to learn, and that becomes a wonderful cycle, upward cycle of engagement. So the students, to me, are the core, then bringing in the faculty who can really work with them, and to develop a curriculum that properly challenges and prepares them for the next step.
You couldn't find a better partner than the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and Arts. Dr. Steve Horton does a great job as their executive director, and what an amazing group of students we have at the Louisiana School. To have this quality of students from all areas of the state of Louisiana under one building is truly amazing. It's our pleasure to be a part of this partnership.
Your reaction when you saw the dirt finally turn?
It's so exciting. You know, we literally loaned the Louisiana School the dorms we thought for about 5 years, and they've been there 30 plus years. But you know what? They are so great partners, and we're so glad to have them on the campus of Northwestern State University.
This is very unique to me. This is where I actually attended high school when I grew up in Natchitoches. But this turned in back in the 80s when they were telling us about this school. We knew how special it was going to be for our community, how great it was for Natchitoches, and we just couldn't be happier that's in our community with Northwestern State University. It just elevates the level of education in our community to a degree that I don't think a whole lot of places have, but it's just a great experience to have them here.
We have students from as far south as Cutoff and Arkansas border. They come 5 and 6 hours to come here, and we have a lot of them who are from the central Louisiana area, a lot from New Orleans, a lot from Shreveport, Monroe. We have served all 64 parishes since the school has opened.
What went through your mind when you finally turned dirt with the shovel?
We're here, and the next 24 months I jokingly thought they're going to be slow because we want that dorm now. And none of us here are patient people, so it's going to be an exercise in patience over the next 24 months. But definitely the reward at the end will be so worth the wait.
If people have questions like more information about the school, what should they do?
Absolutely call the school, and I can give you our number, 318-357-2500. We'd love to provide information about the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade programs. Be glad to have you at our school. We're welcome any visits and any questions you may have for us at the school.